Good morning. Today we are going to talk about more or less the trending things online that is happening, the disappearance and the murdering of Bamise in Lagos. We are going to analyze, talk, chance a way forward for government, because governance is not an easy thing. You need contribution from masses, friends, family. Government is things of everybody. So on this issue, what are we going to look into? We're going to look into the way forward of other people escaping similar situation when it comes to Lagos State, not just Lagos State alone. It's going to cut across all states and the way forward to read. So what I think Lagos State government should do and must have done before now. I know public transport and public business where government run is different from personal and private business. Private business that will sit down and look at so many things, knowing very well that anything that befall the business actually shut the business. But when we come to government perspective, it's different thing. Because in government, some people will think, like, it's government thing now. You know, the popular thing is government thing. They are using it to compensate. Government is not doing this. Government is not doing that. Who are the government? It's the people that are government. Myself, you, and your neighbor, we are the government. So what are we saying? The issue trending in Lagos State in BTR bus is very, very sympathetic. It called for total condemning, and it called for us to brief to insecurity. That is more or less insecurity. If we cannot feel secure in public transport that the government provide for us, where can we actually find this security? That means insecurity is a everyday problem, and insecurity is everybody's business. It's not going to be government alone. It's going to be personal person, one man to one insecurity. We are going to do as if we are fighting a war. Because if we don't look into it in that angle, we are going to keep on blaming government every day. Government this, government that, government. But government have actually did their part. There is no way two ways about that. We should not condemn them in totality. They're actually doing their part, and they're trying to put their best for the people. But the issue is, I think the government should do a proper background check of their drivers of the BRT buses. What I mean by background check, we should have somebody that guarantee them, like a guarantor, that said, I know this person. They also take that person to a psychological test to know his psychological level. And also, I think in other part, in that kind of a multi-modern facility buses, on the Lagos State East part, they felt in the place that they're supposed to install a CCTV camera that will monitor the activity, and also have a GPRS that track where the bus is going to, monitor the activity of the bus, what the driver is doing, if the passenger is harassing the driver or the driver is harassing the passengers, because security is paramount. In business, as much as you want to make money, you have to secure your employee and also secure your customers, because both of them are important. In money making, in business general, both of them are important. But when you lead a big city like Lagos State, one of the largest city in Africa, is the #1 largest city in Africa, and you put in such facility, knowing the state of the nation where insecurity is actually affecting all sectors, you should install a CCTV camera to monitor the passengers, because sometimes passengers do harass the drivers. Passengers do kill drivers. So that if anything should happen, you can easily detect from your office. It's not an issue where something happens since on 26th of February, and look at when the story now comes, how many days have gone. But if CCTV camera was in place, immediately such things happen, we will know and track the driver and possibly arrest the driver. Not the issue of investigating, tracking, arresting this, and this will mention this. If the driver was in a good position, man might have actually crossed the border and run. But we thank God for the whole thing, that we've been able to apprehend him and he was able to confess to the crime, which I stand here to set a very big no. Justice must be done, and must be done speedily, not the process of going to court today, coming tomorrow. I mean, this is a matter of murder. The other party is not there to also give our own version of the whole thing. The family are crying. We don't know if she was a breadwinner of the family. We don't know if she should have a child. You know, all those things must put into consideration. and let the police and the government treat it as if this girl or this lady was their own child. How will you treat it? Let's start from that aspect of life. We need total justice for the girl. I mean, for the lady. We need justice, not just a justice of prolonged judgment, a speedy justice for the person, so that other passengers will feel safe. And also recommend Lagos State government to install the CCTV camera to all their buses, the BRT buses, and come up with a public press giving the other passengers that confidence that such a thing will not happen again, so that once they board these buses, they'll feel relaxed, knowing similar situation. We don't know how many people have actually passed through, and we don't know. I'm not going to go back to talk about the past. We are looking at the future. Because if you balance their services and the Bolt and the Uber drivers, similar such things cannot happen. Because that's a private business. They won't take chances. They know where their drivers are going to. They know who is their driver. They know the condition of the cars. They know so many, virtually everything. So you won't try it because there's no way you run away. So that's my own opinion and that's my contribution. Thank you. My name remains Udeme Bassey.